Lifting family, welcome back. So I was reached out to by MOZA and they sell their gimbal on Amazon. So this product is something that I'm very excited about just because I've wanted to use a gimbal in the past, but I've kind of been a little bit too thrifty, I guess would be the right term, for picking one up. And plus I usually use my camera. I have a Lumix, so I usually end up using that, and it's just on a tripod. It'd definitely be nice if someone could hold the camera. That might offer some more versatility when it comes to recording different things. We have the gimbal box here, and as far as the packaging, very nice packaging in terms of the overall design and the layout, making sure that everything's kind of snug and comfortable. Outside of that, I just kind of want to touch base really quick here. I did download the app on my phone, and then the rest of this video, what I'd like to do is essentially record this on my iPhone. That'll actually give me a little bit insight as to whether or not I can start to do a little bit more vlog style videos by using the gimbal, just because it'll help with creating a smooth transition in terms of just the camera motion and things like that. So normally when you're holding a camera out here, or however you're going to hold it, it tends to be a little bit difficult to kind of keep a steady hand, and that's really what the gimbal is used for. Alright, so here we have the MOZA. It is all charged up, so the Mini MX. So essentially this light will end up turning off when it is fully charged. That is a little bit confusing, but at the same time it will be kind of flashing or lighting up and then going dim as it's charging, and it took, I believe, about an hour or two. But this is pretty simple in terms of getting this one set up and started. So with this, first would be just getting that MOZA app downloaded on your phone, and then from there we're going to get into the app itself. It gives you a pretty nice little interface, and I'll kind of show you a little clip of that. There's a lot of functionality, a lot of adjustability when it comes to that. But so what we've got is the MOZA facing us, facing me, turning this all the way up. And then as far as the top portion here, this little arm, it'll show you the actual unlock feature. So you're just kind of turning that towards yourself. And then the next piece would be the phone holder, and then turning that away from you to kind of free that up. And it actually tells you the direction that the phone camera should be as well. So your phone camera obviously facing in that direction. So getting the phone plugged, set up into the actual holder. And one of the big things with this is making sure that your phone is centered, because if it is off, it's going to not be balanced properly. So it ends up being just prior to the volume buttons on my iPhone 8. And so with that, we've now got it freed up, and it is not quite centered. I'll try to get that a little bit better when it comes to being centered. And then there we have it. So it's now all freed up, and it'll kind of show you a bunch of the different options that you have when it comes to, it's similar to your phone as it was when it comes to time lapse and doing photos and things like that, and then also the resolution capabilities. So it's a lot of good functionality with this. So the next big piece here would essentially be turning on by holding this for 1, 2, 3. You'll see that light up, and connect Bluetooth. Search it out and hit connect. And one of the last other pieces here is there's a little trigger on the back here. That is going to be kind of like your hotspot, your zone, to be able to, that's going to be the one that's going to do, if you click that once, it's going to do face recognition. You click it again, it'll turn it off. If you double click it, it'll end up doing more of like a sport mode, to where if you're moving or watching something that's moving a little bit faster, it'll end up being able to track that a lot better. And then you've also got the options for basically hitting the record button from within from within the app itself. And then the other piece here is this little toggle, this little trigger. You can kind of move the camera around. So as you can kind of see here, I'm able to kind of point this up and down in different directions, and that kind of helps move it. The interesting piece is that if you move the trigger up, the camera goes down, and then if I move it down, the camera goes up. But in any case, we can now swap over to the app here, and then recording when it comes to within the app. That way you can kind of see some of the recording that goes on, and you can also see the quality that comes out of the app itself. And then as far as functionality goes, if I am going to be outside of the app, this is essentially still what's happening. So I'm outside of the app right now, and you can kind of see that right now this is what it's looking like. So there is still functionality, there is still good capability when it comes to not using the app, but for the sake of also showing the capabilities within the app, we'll actually go over to that now. I would still rate this one as a 4 out of 5 stars, just because I do think that, again, the functionality is nice. There's a lot of capabilities within this. All right, so here we have the all right, there you go. You want to move around with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Watch in front of you. The tripod, so I'm just kind of trying to show you the face tracking that it does. I've got my dishwasher going, and then I've got the light as the fish tank going, but there are fish, but anyways. So this is just kind of showing you a little more functionality when it comes to actually being able to use the tripod when it comes to using this MOZA, which I think is just really, really cool. I think that it's going to help enhance a lot of what I've got going on the channel. I'm actually really, really impressed.